Welcome to Infidelity Truths. Before we dive into today's gripping story, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us create more thrilling stories just for you. Let's begin. What started as a mistake became the love story of a lifetime. Sophie Carter had never felt more out of place and more exhilarated than she did that evening. The Grand Concert Hall in downtown New York shimmered with elegance, its crystal chandeliers casting golden light across the sea of well-dressed patrons. As she pushed open the heavy double doors and stepped inside, her breath caught in her throat. She had made it, barely. After sprinting from a delayed subway train and navigating the maze of velvet ropes, she finally found her seat. Or so she thought. Heart pounding from the rush, Sophia slid into the plush red chair in the front row, center stage. Her palms were slightly clammy, her breath unsteady. She smoothed her dress, tucked a loose strand of hair behind her ear, and tried to settle in. For someone who had spent weeks saving for this single night of beauty and escape, the seat felt too perfect. As the lights dimmed and the first quiet notes of the orchestra hummed into the air, a low, calm, unmistakably male voice spoke beside her. "You're in my seat." Sophia froze. Turning slowly, she looked up into a face that seemed more like a magazine cover than real life. The man standing over her was tall, mid-30s, impeccably dressed in a charcoal gray suit that hugged his frame like it had been made just for him. His sharp, cool eyes met hers with quiet authority. I think this is my seat," she stammered, fumbling for the crumpled ticket in her purse. Before she could even unfold it, an usher appeared, already flustered. "Mr. Sinclair, I'm so sorry," she whispered, glancing nervously between them. There must have been a mix-up in the seating chart. Mr. Sinclair? The name echoed in Sophia's mind. It sounded familiar, like something she had heard in the news or seen on a real estate billboard, but she couldn't place it. The man's expression didn't change. He glanced at Sophia, then at the usher, and then unexpectedly gave a small nod. "It's all right," he said smoothly. "She can stay." Sophia's eyes widened. "No, I don't want to take your seat. I can move." "I insist," he said simply, lowering himself into the seat beside her as if it were all completely normal. And just like that, the music swelled around them, violins dancing through the air, drowning out her confusion. She was too stunned to speak, too aware of the man now sitting inches from her, someone who clearly didn't belong to her world, yet had just invited her to stay in it. Who was he? And why did it feel like this night, this mistake, might be the start of something more than she ever expected? As the final crescendo faded and the audience erupted into applause, Sophia clapped politely, but her mind was spinning. As the crowd began to stand, she turned to him hesitant. "Thank you for letting me stay," she said, her voice just loud enough to rise above the chatter. He looked at her then, really looked at her, and for a moment, something shifted in his expression. "You looked like you needed to be here." She blinked. "I did. I've been saving for months just to buy a ticket. This orchestra." She paused, searching for the right words. "They've been my dream to see live ever since I was a kid." His gaze didn't waver. "You love music." She nodded. "I do. It's always been my escape." Alexander Sinclair tilted his head slightly. "I get that." "I used to play," she added, unsure why she was telling him this. "Violin, back in high school. But you know, life happened. Rent, bills, adult things, so you just gave it up." "I didn't really have a choice," she replied, laughing quietly. "Music doesn't exactly pay the rent, unless you're a prodigy, or ... Or lucky," he finished for her. Sophia sighed. "Or rich." To her surprise, he chuckled. Not untrue. Later that night, Alexander led her to a private lounge. The moment she stepped in, her breath caught. In the center of the room, displayed in a glass case, was an antique violin. "That's a 1780 Italian J.P. Guarneri," he said. "One of the few left in the world." Sophia's fingers itched. "It's beautiful." "You should play it." "Lucas, I can't," she whispered. "What if I don't remember how?" What if I mess up? It's not about being perfect, he said softly. It's about remembering why it mattered in the first place. With trembling hands, she took the violin. The moment she placed it under her chin, her body remembered before her mind did. And then she played. The notes were shaky at first, uneven but honest. And then they flowed, filling the space with something raw and real. When the final note faded, Alexander was watching her, his expression unreadable. That, he said, is who you are. And for the first time in a long time, she believed him. Months passed. What began as a mistake unraveled into something Sophia never could have predicted. Alexander didn't just keep his promise to help her reconnect with music, he made space for it. For her. And in return, Sophia began to see the man behind the reputation. He was surprisingly gentle in quiet moments, had a dry sense of humor, and a habit of looking at her like she was something he had been waiting a long time to find. One evening, as the sun dipped below the New York skyline, Alexander led her to a private garden filled with soft lights and blooming lavender. He reached into his coat pocket and pulled out a small velvet box. I never planned for this, he said, voice steady. But then you happened. Sophia's heart stopped as he dropped to one knee. I love you. Not just because you reminded me who I used to be, but because you make me want to be better. I want a future with you in it. Tears welled in Sophia's eyes. She nodded. Yes. And as he slipped the ring onto her finger, she knew. This wasn't just a beautiful story. This was her new beginning. The weeks that followed Anthony's proposal to Elena were a whirlwind of emotions, planning, and discovery. She had said yes, not just to the ring, but to the life they were building together, a life filled with music, love, and the courage to embrace the unexpected. But love, no matter how strong, is never without its challenges. Anthony had spent years crafting an empire, his name synonymous with power and precision in the business world. But with Elena, he was learning to unlearn to soften, to trust, to let go. And for Elena, a woman who had once abandoned her music and her dreams for practicality, love was teaching her that passion and stability were not enemies, but partners in the dance of life. The concert hall where they first met became a symbol of their journey. Elena, encouraged by Anthony's unwavering belief in her, began practicing again. Her fingers, though rusty at first, rediscovered their magic on the violin. She started performing at small venues, her confidence growing with every note. But not everyone believed in their love story. At one of Elena's recitals, a tall woman with piercing green eyes approached her after the performance. That was beautiful, she said, her voice smooth but with an edge Elena couldn't quite place. You have a gift. I can see why Anthony is so taken with you. Elena blinked, caught off guard. Thank you. Do you know Anthony? The woman smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. Oh, quite well. We were engaged once. Elena's heart stumbled. Engaged? The word felt heavy, suffocating. A long time ago, the woman Victoria said, waving a manicured hand dismissively. We had different priorities, but Anthony doesn't let people in easily. If he's let you in, it must mean something. Elena swallowed hard. It does. Victoria tilted her head, studying her. Just be careful. Love with a man like Anthony, it's never simple. As Victoria walked away, Elena felt an unfamiliar weight settle in her chest. She knew Anthony had a past, just as she did, but the sudden intrusion of it made her question things she hadn't before. That night, as they sat in Anthony's penthouse, the city glowing beneath them, Elena finally voiced her thoughts. Why didn't you tell me about her? About Victoria? Anthony, who had been pouring them both a glass of wine, stilled. He set the bottle down and exhaled. Because she's the past, and I didn't want anything from my past to make you doubt what we have. Elena searched his face. But she was important to you. She was someone I thought I needed, until I realized she only loved the version of me that fit into her world. He reached for her hand. Elena, you make me want to be real, not just powerful. You remind me that life is more than boardrooms and deals. You are not my past, you are my future. His words were a balm to the unease in her heart. But love is never just words. It's action. It's choice. And Elena knew she had to choose, not based on fear, but on trust. As their wedding date approached, obstacles arose. Rumors spread in Anthony's business circles, whispers that he was distracted, that his judgment was faltering. For Elena, self-doubt crept in. Could she truly belong in Anthony's world? Would his love for her withstand the pressures that came with his name? One evening, after a long day of preparations, Elena found Anthony sitting alone at the grand piano in his penthouse, a glass of whiskey untouched beside him. "Talk to me," she urged, sitting beside him. He exhaled slowly. "I've spent my life proving I'm untouchable, that emotions make you weak. But with you, I don't want to be untouchable. I just want to be a man who loves you, but the world I come from, they see love as a liability." Elena reached for his hand. "Then let's show them they're wrong. We don't have to prove anything to anyone, just to each other." He turned to her then, and for the first time in weeks, the storm in his eyes cleared. "You're right." And in that moment, they chose love, not as an escape, but as a foundation. The day of the wedding arrived, a celebration of love, resilience, and music. Elena walked down the aisle to the sound of a violin, the same instrument that had brought them together. Anthony, waiting for her at the altar, looked at her as if she was the only thing that had ever made sense in his life. As they exchanged vows, Anthony whispered, "You changed everything for me. And I will spend every day proving that you are the best choice I ever made." Elena smiled, tears glistening in her eyes. "And I will spend every day reminding you that love doesn't make us weak. It makes us strong." As they sealed their vows with a kiss, the world outside faded, leaving only the music of their hearts intertwined forever. Their love story wasn't perfect, but it was real. If this story touched something deep inside you, tell me, what part spoke to you the most? Was it the power of love to transform? The courage to trust despite the past, or the reminder that love finds us when we least expect it? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's celebrate the beauty of unexpected love together. The moral lessons from the story. 1. Embrace unexpected opportunities. A simple mistake, like sitting in the wrong seat, can lead to life-changing experiences. Life's surprises often hold hidden blessings. 2. Pursue your passion. Jenna rediscovered her love for music after years of neglecting it. No matter how long it's been, it's never too late to reconnect with what truly makes you happy. 3. Love transforms and heals. Lucas, who had been emotionally guarded, learned to open up and embrace vulnerability through his relationship with Jenna. True love helps people grow into their best selves. 4. Believe in second chances. Whether in love, career, or personal growth, second chances can lead to beautiful new beginnings. Jenna's journey proves that lost dreams can be revived. 5. Be open to change. Both Jenna and Lucas had to step out of their comfort zones to find happiness. Growth often requires taking risks and facing the unknown. 6. Support and uplift. Each other. Lucas supported Jenna's musical journey, and she helped him find emotional depth and meaning beyond wealth. A healthy relationship involves mutual encouragement and understanding. 7. True wealth. Lies in fulfillment, not just success. Lucas had financial power but lacked emotional connection. The story highlights that true fulfillment comes from relationships, passion, and self-discovery, not just money.